part. Yes, unit preservation pretty good on either side. American Wehrmacht there lost a couple of pioneers, but that's pretty much all. He still has his folks, his 2 folks. He still has his 2 MG42s, and he now even has a couple of stormtroopers on the field. Second, of course, stormtrooper squad will most probably be upgraded with a punch shrek, and contrary to what I said in the earlier stages of the game, they will most probably be used not so much to finish off the M10s, but rather to initiate the fight. 2 M10s out on the field at this moment in any case, so that will be even more difficult for the Duke to deal with. There you go, stormtroopers opening fire on that second M10 to the northwest portion of the map. I'm not so sure if they will kill it. They need actually 3 shots to hit in order for the M10 to be killed, and no damaged engine on the M10 after the 2 shots that hit means that this M10 will be fine. It's up to the American player at this portion of the game to keep up with his repairs and make sure that his M10s are in tip-top shape and continue the fight. Wehrmacht sniper with 15 kills. Most of them are, of course, American riflemen. Pretty good manpower drain there. American sniper, on the other hand, only with 1 single kill. Not so effective. Still being, of course, wary and very much afraid, I would say, of the Wehrmacht sniper. Wow, that's a nice mortar shot there by the American mortar, killing a couple of false grenadier, forcing a retreat in the center of the map. Center of the map, that of course holds this the victory point. Victory point situation pretty okay, I would say. 320 for the American player, 397 for the Wehrmacht player at the 20 minute, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 second mark. The riflemen going down to stormtroopers equipped with Sturmgewehrs, 44. So that was a slip up there, a slip up of micro there for the American player. And Nimbleberg coming down on the position of the mortar, and a nearby rifle engineer squads with flamers is actually gonna force the reposition of the mortar, and those engineers are just trying to stall the Puma by making it move towards the west portion of the map, where there's actually no other thing of the American player. M10s continue to be repaired, at least one of them is doing so, and at this moment the American player, what he has to do, in my opinion, is actually put his units to good use. He does have a very, very strong unit composition. He even got BARs and those riflemen. He's gonna be pretty fearsome on the field. I don't know what those engineers, what those pioneers were doing there, but they surely went down to the fire of those riflemen. Some riflemen at a very low health in the west portion of the map. Was that a bundle nade? It may actually have been a bundle nade. In any case, both of those riflemen squads do have to retreat. M10 continues to try to take on the Stuk and some Vet 2 Panzershot wielding stormtroopers. This M10 will have to be retreating rather soon. However, there is the armored company's field repairs ability into play. There is even a Sherman on the field in the eastmost portion of the map. Some stormtroopers trying to be very bold, attacking the American player's base, do have to retreat as well. Field repairs has stopped being active, and that Sherman may even actually try to circle strafe and kill the Stuk into the Wehrmacht player's base, or at least at the outskirts of the Wehrmacht player's base. However, he opts not to do so in the end, and in his attempt to get out of there, it does hit a mine. It will most probably go down to the Stuk, and then, however, goes in, tries to take the kill at least on that Stuk, does manage to do so. So a Stuk for a Sherman, and that was mostly the exchange. That's the last engagement, and we do have a... is that a... no, that is a BAR lying on the field there that the stormtroopers just picked up, the stormtroopers that were previously equipped with equipped with nothing actually. There are 3 stormtrooper squads on the field now for the Wehrmacht player. One with stormgeweers, one with that BAR that they stole, and the last one with that Panzerschreck. So very, very heavy Blitzkrieg ability calling usage here by the Wehrmacht player. He doesn't have a tier 2, so he's only actually capable in fighting infantry is of course those stormtroopers, so I'm not really surprised by that choice of the Wehrmacht player. The other choice of course would be to just take back here to get some credit or some packs to deal with the American player's armor. American player of course has revealed that he is going for the armor company by using that field repairs in the last engagement. So the Wehrmacht player knows pretty much what is going on. Nibelwerfer once again firing towards the stone house to the east. Actually causes a retreat of the HMG, and we do have here the the American sniper going down to what was most probably a mine by the Wehrmacht player near the west portion of the map. So there you go, American sniper not even having that many kills in the first place. Actually going down to that mine was the nail in the coffin for, I would say, any more sniper usage out of the American player. At this moment I don't think that they're really needed, but there is still that Wehrmacht sniper around with those 15 kills that proves to be kind of more than an annoyance than he should be in the first place. And now with those couple of M10s lying around for the American player, his tank unit composition is kind of dodgy, I would say. Stormtroopers with the Shreks do have a high damage output against those paper thin armor M10s, and with the backing of a Stug, they may not be enough. Stug of course at veterans level 1 now. The most important, I would say, of all veterans is in the tank tree of veterancy for any Wehrmacht player, giving that all-important damage reduction of 10% to Wehrmacht tanks. Couple of retreats on infantry squads in the west portion of the map on those stormtroopers. May even some, yes, we do have a retreat of those stormtroopers and folks in the east as well. Mortars still around. M10 trying to take down the Puma. The Puma that actually is more of a guard of the territory that the Wehrmacht player holds, rather than an actual fighting unit and being used during the Wehrmacht player's pushes. May actually go down right now to the M10 without having that many kills in the first place.
Enemy unit down.
And actually that is the case. Field repairs being used as well. That actually may have been some sort of preemptive field repairs on the M10, fearing some stormtroopers being around by the Wehrmacht player. He really, the American player that is, he really wanted the kill on that Puma, so that may be the reason that he used the field repairs in the first place. We do have the replenishment of that American sniper that was lost previously, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, with the Wehrmacht sniper still being around, and a couple of mines, of course, being around on the field by the Wehrmacht player. However, those stormtroopers do take some damage. R4 still retreat. Stug still being around, Nibelwerfer still being around, only a couple of kills there, but managed to bring the stone house to the east down to rumble, so that's a good thing for it. American mortar trying to be bold, capping the strategic sector near the center of the map. I'm not so sure how I feel about that. Vet1 HMG team, of course, covering the west portion of the map by taking 8th place to the stone house there. And Wehrmacht sniper keeps missing those units. So many misses this game. In any case, back into the American player's base, something else being built out of the tank depot. That's another M10. No suppliers upgrade, funnily enough. Some manpower income for the American player only standing at 233 per minute at the moment, so that's something that the American player may need to actually pay a little bit more attention to. A bunch of infantry out of the Wehrmacht player actually taking some form of defensive line towards the northeast portion of the map. And we do have the HMG team of the American player going down to a bundle nade out of those stormtroopers, so that Vet 1 HMG team is no more. I wouldn't say that it's a major loss for the American player, but if those losses do manage to stack up, and we just saw a Rifleman squad going down to False Grenadier, to Stormtroopers and MG42 team in the north, then things may actually turn out to be not so okay for a kid. Stormtroopers, however, are being suppressed by those BAR riflemen, and Stug just continues to take shots on a single M10 near the central victory point. The loss of the Puma has been replaced by the Wehrmacht player. He does seem to be slowing down on his vehicle production, to be honest, after getting those 3 stormtroopers. He still has the single Stug on the field, but I'm not so sure if he really knows how many M10s are on the field, because though there are 3 M10s in the field, and if you take into account the effects of a field repair or an allied war machine, those 3 M10 could just march in, or rather drive in, and kill the Stug rather hastily. So I'm not sure how I feel about the Wehrmacht player still having a single Stug on the field. M10, of course, trying to crash some False Grenadier to the north. Map control fairly into the American player's hands for these last moments of the game. Currently at the 30-minute 07, 08, 09, 10-second mark, and those M10s may actually be making their move. They actually try to converge in the position of the Stug. One of them actually stops right in front of the Stug's face. They're really taking shots from the Stug. Mine's not being hit yet by those American M10s, so if the American player continues to be lucky, that Stug may go down. And that is, of course, the case. American engineers hitting the mine in place of the M10s. However, another mine goes off. The M10 is going to be trying to get the hell out of Dodge. However, we do have field repairs into action. An American rifleman squad goes down. However, a mate under the effect of field repair trying to crash stormtroopers. However, I'm not sure if it would be successful in the end. And no, it is not. It does go down. However, while all this was happening, there is a Pershing, an M26 Pershing on the field for the American player, and with that Stug having gone down and a single Patchen strike wielding Stormtrooper squad with double strikes nonetheless. However, still not really that much of an anti-tank force against the Pershing and a couple of intense riflemen and the mortar. The thing is, however, although the Stug went down and the AT of the Wehrmacht player is not that strong, that the infantry of the American player has taken significant losses in these last moments of the game. The HMG team has gone down, 2 riflemen squads died, as well as a squad of engineers. So yeah, not really good at all, I would say. He does have the map control at the moment, but I'm not sure for how long he is going to be able to hold that map control in his possession. We even see a backdeck to a Creek barracks by the Wehrmacht player, which of course means he's going to be getting either grenadiers with Shreks, which is kind of a dubious choice at the moment, having those stormtroopers already, or most probably a pack of course to complement his anti-tank force. And the question is, will he build another Stug? He does not seem to be building anything out of the steel armory, and he will have to make ends meet with that single stormtrooper squad. Never mind, he even upgraded one more Shrek to those BAR wielding stormtroopers, so that's another Shrek there. 3 Shreks on the field right now for the Wehrmacht player. But he still needs to be a little bit more aggressive as far as map control is concerned. he is losing the map to the American player when the American player just has 2 rifle squads on the field. Yes, the Persian can be devastating against infantry. Yes, the M10s can go and crash infantry. However, you can still take the risk and try to, you know, expand a little bit out of your base sector before that. The most safe choice that there is, and that of course is getting the pack first and waiting for it to hit the field before you make any move is actually concerned. So we'll have to find out how it plays out. Pack already taking a shot at one of the M10s. A lot of munitions, however, back into the American player's camp, so he will have not only field repairs, but should he accumulate a little bit more CPs, he will have allied war machine at his disposal as well. Wehrmacht player most probably he's under PopCap at the moment, or he's very close to PopCap. I do see some of his squads not being reinforced back into his base, so one more reason for him to try and expand out of his base. He does have the pack now. I'm not so sure if he has realized that the American player has only 2 rifle squads in the field. I'm not so sure about that, because if he knew that, I do feel that he would be much more aggressive in the field than just trying to pick here and there with just a single squad of false grenadiers, for example. He even has his sniper back into his base, completely having him on the retreat for most part of the game. And I would say rightfully so. He does know that there is another American sniper on the field. American sniper having 3 kills, that is. So that's another issue for him. Nimble Warfare, nice shot there, taking out the mortar, causing some damage on flame engineers, and a single M10 by the American player, trying to be bold, trying to scout in some way the Wehrmacht player's base. Goes down to the backfire, to the mine, as well as a couple of stormtroopers there. So I'm not so sure about that move of the American player. If it was mostly some form of scouting, I would say use the sniper. I mean, go move him right on the outskirts of the Wehrmacht player's base and do so. If you wanted to evaluate the 80 force of the Wehrmacht player, then I would say well played. You found out what the Wehrmacht player has, and not in a shots good way, may I add. In any case, stormtroopers moving out, sniper following them, pack still in the vicinity of the main Wehrmacht player's base, so I'm not so sure how I feel about that. Now starting to make a move towards the south, being a little bit more aggressive. Cloak stormtrooper, of course, roaming the field. The Puma still alive, hanging around in the northmost sector of the map, and as I said before, map control fairly strongly in the hands of the American player. Another rifle squad may be in a little bit of danger here, fighting against all those stormtroopers. However, the bundle nade misses, so those riflemen will eventually be okay. That too, of course, Volksgrenadier firing off riflemen at medium range. However, riflemen in open cover take some losses before retreating to the safety of a yellow cover, and that stormtrooper force from the Wehrmacht player tries to take a shot at that Pershing. The Sturmgewehr equipped ones retreat, the Panzerschreck wielding ones still stay around. We'll try to take out the Pershing, not just cause a bit of damage on it. Field repairs are of course active. That Pershing may not go down, and that seems to be the case. Last shred kind of misses. Those stormtroopers do have to retreat rather soon. The riflemen are still around. The flame pioneers and engineers are still around, so that's a good thing for them to retreat. And I'll take this brief moment in the game to mute my microphone and cough. And I'm back after having scuffed my way out of a pretty weirdly pitched voice. Here I come, American sniper really being bold, staying right at the firing range of that MG42. Couple of rifles was